really, if any of you join me live, you're not my American fans because it's like hella early over there in the States. And if you do, that's great. Maybe you got some insomnia or something. That's okay. I just came back to the room. It's getting towards winter, fall here right now in Brisbane, Australia. And it gets dark late or early. So it's like 5:30. It's dark out. I don't want to go out to a bar on my own because I'm over that. Had a really busy day yesterday and today, and now I'm just kind of taking it easy back in my room. But I stopped by a comic book shop, so that was pretty cool. Hit up the comic book shop, didn't find much, and I was a little disappointed. I didn't know, I didn't research. I just hoped that they had like Australian dollar prices on them. But what they have in the comic book shop here in Brisbane, and I guess all over Australia, excuse me, is they have just the regular American prices. They buy their comics from Diamond from America. And then they have a chart on the wall that shows the conversion prices into Australian dollars from US dollars. So if it's a $2.99 book or a $3.99 book or $4.99 book, it just shows how much it is. So live and learn. But you know, the homogenization of America, not of America, of the world. So this is a pale ale, which probably tastes like any other microbrew pale ale. But this is an Australian pale ale, so I thought I'd try it. You know, 5.2% relaxes some beers here. Got a little cold cucumber salad and just a Szechuan pork belly. So I'm all set. Got a little stack of comics here to show you. I don't know if somebody's here with me live, dude. If that's one of my American fans, you're fans, American friends, YouTubers, you're up early, so say hello so I can see who's up. I hope that's probably like Matilda or somebody in Israel or some this side of the world because you're up early otherwise. So yeah, got the food here, got the beer, I got the comics, and I saw koalas today, and they smell like piss. And I was warned. My friend who lives here, Damien, he's like, yeah, you're going to learn something real quick. They smell. They sure do. I was going to pay for a picture of a koala bear. Like you get to hold the koala, you pay $20 Australian, you get to hold a koala bear in your arms, take a picture. It just felt really kind of sad and not like something I wanted to do. You know, this was a place called Lone Pine Sanctuary, and you know, they have got all these animals. They got sheep herding dog with sheep, and they show like how the dog does his job. Got snakes, and I sat pretty close to a snake, but there's just so many tourists there. And I mean, I'm a tourist, I'm not making fun, but you know, there's as soon as the guy was done, he's like, it's getting chilly, so I'm going to put the snake back. It looks like rain. I'm going to put him back. And there's a big called olive python, called Kalamata is the name of the python. As soon as he's done, everybody comes up and just starts petting the snake, and I'm like, okay, I'm afraid of snakes. I understand some people like to touch them, but you don't just start touching a wild animal like with the trainer there. And the trainer's like, no, 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 leave it alone. You know, you ask permission, may I touch? And just the fact that like people walk up and do that. And kangaroos, man, you could feed the kangaroos and buy like little bags of food, but people are just, the kangaroos just laying down on the ground, like trying to sleep, and people are standing behind you going, yee. It just felt wrong. So, you know, I'm part of it. I paid to get in there. I paid to walk around, but I didn't really want to get too close to the animals. It just felt wrong. All right, before we try the comics, let's try the Cricketer's Arms and see how that goes. Type something in the chat, whoever's with me here. Let me see. Can I click on? No, it doesn't tell me who you are. It's a mystery guest. Cricketer's Arm Spearhead Pale Ale, 5.2%. So it's going to be kind of a little bit hoppy, not like an IPA though. Let's try it out. Not too strong a flavor, not too bad, not too hoppy either. So it's going to do nice on the quelling this spice from my Szechuan pork. So pretty good. I'll enjoy it. The cucumber salad's huge, though. I'm going to have to eat some of those tomorrow. So anyway, first thing I picked up in their back issue bin was this Batman, $5 Australian, about $4 US, real general comparison, not a super conversion. I got this one for JoJo. She'd seen it and commented before how she liked it. I think I've got 2 copies, and I gave away my third. Hey, Golden Car, yeah, it's really beautiful cover. And I actually read the story finally. It's amazing, amazing story. Tom King can really just write some really great stories. And, he did this one with Mitch Gerads, who he did Sheriff of Babylon and now Mr. Miracle with. They're in simpatico. They really work well together. So I gave one away to Funk Off when he won my contest. It was in my pack of comics, but JoJo said she really likes this cover. And I was like, just always had my eye open. And I couldn't find it in the States and any of like my back issue places. But this store in Australia had it. And it actually had all the Batman Rebirth going back to #1. It was selling #1 for like $10, which is about $8 American, and then selling all the others all the way up to the most recent one. They had everything, and they're like $2-3 each, so it wasn't that bad. You go into a store in the States, at least where I live in Tacoma, you can only find like a few back issues, and when they get really far back in that Batman run, they start getting a little bit more expensive. So the store seemed pretty well stocked. Went through their dollar bin. I grabbed Chew 40. I can't remember if I have this or not. I might actually have it already. I didn't have my phone. I left my phone here charging, so I couldn't check my list that I have. There's 38. These are great comics. If you don't read Chew, man, it was a great comic. I'm sorry it had to end. Little Astro City 21. Astro City's ending with like issue 51, and then they're going to trade paperback format. So like after the current issue or a couple more issues, they're only going to come out with trades like 2-3 times a year. So I'm trying to collect the whole run. This one just says Astro City. The first volume said Kurt Busiek's Astro City. This is another amazing comic, and everybody talks about Alex Ross art and all the special covers he does. He does all the art for Astro City. It's just phenomenal. Kelly Sue, one of my favorite writers. I found #1 or #0 of this a long time ago. I had no idea it even existed. One of the first comics she did for Dark Horse Comics. It was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it enough to pick it up, and so found these for $1, #2 and #3. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll pick those up for $1. Again, I was really hoping to get an Australian price written on these, but that's not how it works. Went for 100 bullets. I've got almost the entire 100 comic run in this. I'm missing maybe 15 issues, and this was one of them, I believe. So glad to pick that up. Also glad that one has a board, because I got to protect everything in my suitcase on Monday morning. Spider-Gwen got the What the Duck variant for $2. It's probably not worth more than 20 cents, but I figured I'd pick it up. It's pretty cool. My local comic shop doesn't do a lot of variants. He doesn't find he makes a lot of money. He's really angry about like the incentive variants, which I understand. I agree. The idea that you got to pay and buy like 30 copies or 25 copies or 100 copies of something to get a special variant. But this is just the cover B. It's not. I guess it's a variant, but they come out with 2 covers at the same time for Rat Queens, one of the comics that does an A and a B. And I really like this cover. It's really cool. Rat Queens, it's coming out like maybe every other month, or maybe it just seems that way. I'd really like more consistency from that comic. It's a darn good comic, but it's hard to really love a comic when it's not coming out every month at least. Let's see what else I got going on. The reimagining of the Batman mythos, where Batman is not real, or is he? And there's a kid who reads comic books, and he's got a similar story to Bruce Wayne. He's an orphan and all that stuff, but he doesn't turn into Batman. But whenever there's trouble, that's created out. So it's just a reimagination of the Batman mythos, and Kurt Busiek's just an amazing storyteller. I've met him at a Seattle Comic Con, Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle once, and just or maybe it's Rose City, I can't even remember. Anyway, he was signing my Autumn Lands book, and just his knowledge of comics is really deep and really well grounded and really good. If you ever follow him on Twitter, he's just like, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff really well. And so when he was signing my Autumn Lands, he's like, "You want to buy the trade paperback?" I'm like, "No, I got the first 6 issues. I don't need the trade." And he's like, "Well, there was one mistake in the art." And he showed this one thing where it was like a slightly differently done explosion or something. And to him, in terms of comic book storytelling, it made a really big difference in the meaning of that panel or that page. And I could kind of follow along and understand. But for me, it was like, Okay, I'll skip. I'll put my money elsewhere. Uh, that was interesting. I don't care about DC Nation, but it was 25 cents. I picked it up. So there you go. This was not on my pull list. I just thought I'd try this. I love Joe Keating from Shudder. I love Joe Keating from Ringside, a totally underrated comic. So I just thought I'd pick that up, see how that goes, see if it's a good read. And then again, like I said, my LCS doesn't do variants a lot, and I got to go elsewhere to grab variants. So this is the new Miss Marvel issue 25. So they came out with 19 issues in the original run, volume 3. This is volume 4, which they came right at one after another with the same writer, G. Willow Wilson. So 25 plus 19 is 44. So they're moving towards issue 50, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So Golden Card, this works. Like a lot of their lenticulars, you got to hold it like really funny, and it doesn't work. This one like actually works, and so not only does it look cool, but it actually works as a lenticular. It's really easy to click and see the difference by just going back and forth. And the fact that it says Captain America, and Miss Marvel is a big Captain Marvel fan and all that, and she carries the mantle of Miss Marvel now, which Carol Danvers used to have, is kind of cool. It'd be cooler if it was Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. But either way, really, really like this one, and I'm excited to get to read the story. I don't have to wait till Tuesday whenever I get home. And there you go. I think that's it. I got some bags and boards. Usually I'll buy these in bulk, but I wanted to protect these comics as well as I can in the suitcase on the way home. I'll probably put them in my carry-on bag. I've got a shoulder bag rather than a backpack because keep my laptop flat and stuff, and that's really good for carrying comics. And on the flight over here, man, I had a whole row to myself, 3 seats for a 15-hour flight. That is like really desirable. So yeah, that's it, man. I missed YouTube. I haven't been watching a lot of you guys. I haven't been watching a lot of haul videos or anything the last 4 or 5 days. I was really dedicated to getting my presentation right, and then the flight took 2 days. I left on a Tuesday, got here on a Wednesday. See what I can do. I've got like 6 or 7, books here and 4 boards. So I'll get some magazines. I've got some other stuff, and I'll make sure I protect them really good. And I got a padded bag, so hopefully that'll work. Golden Card, thanks for the suggestion. I appreciate it. So yeah, I've been out of it for a little bit, so I know it's like really early in the States, but I thought I would hop on and just say hi to everybody and show you what I picked up here and show you some Australian beer. And I can't really find authentic Australian food. We ate at a Turkish restaurant 2 nights ago, and this is like a Chinese Sichuan place. All stuff I can get in the States, but it is still really, really good food. So pretty happy. Brisbane's a beautiful city. If you ever get a chance to head out here, I highly suggest it. I know it's difficult. If this wasn't a paid for trip, there's no way I'd be here on my own. I guess that's it. It'll be a mystery who the second person joining us in the chat was. But thank you, Golden Car, for being here. Oh, wait, participants. There we go. It looks like there's only one, just Golden Car and me. So I guess there was nobody else joining us. So I appreciate it, Golden Car. You have a good day. And for everybody else out there, I'll be back in the States and hopefully hitting the shops and back issue bins and doing some hauls soon. All right, take care, everybody.